Hello, buddy, and welcome to episode 55, probably? I don't know. I don't know how fuck we are doing right now. It might be 53. I don't know. It might be 54. Something in there of Shattered Earth. Last time, you guys traveled from Mordone to Onyx and spoke with uh, a new character to your characters, but an old character to us in general. Uh, the Archmage Amas Taldinar, who informed you that he has been tracking and attempting to oust the Knights of the Black Circle you have just recently heard about for the past year almost, and that he has come out of his relative anonymity in order to join forces with you and your team in order to find his allies, which have gone missing, and stop the Black Circle from completing whatever goal it is that they have planned. So, I believe the last thing we did was you guys got some sweet ass loot from Praetor Grimvale. You have since
We got some sweet magic swag.
you since sold some of it and kept some of it. Um, but what is it you want to do now? Up
Can
to
I
you.
buy Can I buy a 50 gold diamond?
Yeah, it's easy enough to get at the jeweler.
That was a little Christmas. And also Bloodward.
Aren't we
A
going to?
oh, and like 350 gold. 350 gold rubies.
Roll a d4.
Okay.
They have two. If you want to buy two, you can buy two.
I buy 2.
Okay. What were you saying, Magic?
We're going to. I'm looking on the map. I actually realized I spoke to someone. I need to figure out what I was supposed to say, and I was hoping he would take longer, so I could stall and try to find where the fuck this is.
Zaszeny?
So I can love it. Zaszeny? Yeah, that place.
South of Onyx.
We're heading to Zaszeny to try to find out what the fuck's going on with Hadrigan, and with Penguin. Right.
You know that Hadrigan's mansion and lordship is in Zaszeny.
And we're supposed to snoop around there, and I have an order placed for a thing that'll hide my presence from the next. So that's here we go. I'm not the only one speaking. This is crazy.
And it's gonna be I don't remember what I said last time, but it was probably somewhere around a week.
Okay. You said they have it down there.
So I don't remember what it was. It was like enough travel time that you can like get there and get it.
I forget. Wasn't our one of our like things we're not looking for the Taldinar's people?
Magic, can you turn on push to talk, please? If at all possible.
I don't know how to do that on phone, so I'm just gonna mute myself.
Yeah, that's what it would be. Yes. Archmage Amas Taldinar did in fact mention that his previous associates, were also looking into the matter of the Black Circle, but have since gone missing. You could search for them as well, somewhere.
So the solid place we can start is in Zaszeny. So let's head to Zaszeny.
Okay.
Okay. So, hitching up your horses, getting ready for travel. Who wants the first day?
I'll do it.
Roll me a d20, please.
Serendipitous.
Alrighty. Let me see what I've written down for that. 1 second.
We're not gonna pure throw initiative.
It's a wyvern, guys. A whole
Or-
flock of them.
Mm-hmm.
Oh God, what in the world did I do? Okay. So throughout this day, actually it starts off pretty bad weather. It's heavy rain and wind when you guys begin your journey southward. It's absolutely a miserable time traveling through the traveling along the muddy road south of Alnwick, leaving the city and continuing onward. Each of you make me Constitution saving throws, please.
Con saves, you say?
Mm-hmm.
Now I have to ask. Does this count as like a marching thing? Like a forced march?
No.
I'm asking because like if it was like a particular thing like that, I could have had my add D4 to that, but
It is not. It is trudging through bad weather, I suppose.
Does Xanavar need to? Or
I mean, Zevor can fly. I think.
No.
Mm.
Let's say no.
Oh. Don't need to worry about the mud. You can just fly over the fucker.
True.
Fantastic. Okay, cool. So despite the muddy and cold weather, eventually you do find a relative shelter underneath a grove of trees. You can manage to take camp for the night. Who wants to do day 2?
I shall curse us this day. There you go.
Fantastic. Okay. The rain subsides somewhat partway through the night, and you guys manage to make a still damp but otherwise unimpeded travel, continuing southward. You do pass a wagon carrying lumber. Some merchant driving. that waves to you as you pass by. But nothing else really happens on this day. Day 3. Whoever wants to roll.
Sure, I'll do it.
Okay. The rain overhead picks back up again in the evening. It does something that, were you not already from Rhea, be a little bit odd. The droplets, whenever they hit the ground, kind of had this weird bioluminescent flash of green. Whenever they strike a surface, so it's blanketing the entire ground in these dull, like pale green little bursts of light every time a heavy droplet hits something, including yourselves and your horses. This is fairly common when enough condensation has drawn arcanite from the sky, and when the rain creates a slight magical charge within itself. Sometimes you get a light show, other times it can be fairly dangerous. But this event, for the most part, seems tame enough. You don't need to worry about it. Day 4, I will roll for, because we've already done you 3, I suppose. Might as well be me on the 4th one. Playing for Jay. Okay. Alrighty. Now the weather shows no signs of stopping as you make your way to Zaszeny. You reach the city by about midday, around 2-ish in the afternoon, by any timekeeping measure. And trudge through town as damp as ever, looking for a dry place to finally get out of the horrible, horrible dampness that is the rain in Onic. Alrighty. You have a couple of options in town, I think. Nope, never mind. There is the Black Rose Inn and Tavern, which is currently open. It's a dry enough place to get out of the rain. A number of shops also seem to be open if you wish to go and pick up your magic item that you have been looking for.
I would like to do that as soon as I get in.
Okay. What are the rest of you doing?
I guess ordering that I'm booking us a room. Basically stay at sleep.
Can I go see what magic items they have in the magic shop? See if they have a bag of holding.
Sure. Let's see if they have one. Large town. Trader. Okay. So it does not look like they have that. In addition to the item that was requested, this is what is available for purchase currently.
There's a lot of healing potions. God damn.
In the meantime, Galet, you can pick up your Amulet of Proof Against Detection. While you guys are shopping there, or go ahead.
What's the bag of tricks? I ask.
What's the what?
I ask them what a bag of tricks is.
Oh. Well, this bag, though unassuming, if you look inside, it contains several little fuzzballs, as you see, and if you pick one up and throw it outward onto the ground, it can spawn a number of random beasts. People often use these for adventuring companions or perhaps hunting in the upper echelons of noble circles.
How much?
Oh, these are fairly expensive. We're on the upper end of items here at my shop at the moment. 2,000 gold. It could be all yours.
Can you come down to one? Can you come down to 1,500?
Make a persuasion check.
I shall. What is my persuasion? +3. Let's see what we can do. That's a 10.
I'm afraid not. I'm
What
afraid,
if
the price
I
is,
threw?
rather set on that item?
What if I threw in some Arcanite dust? You're in the enchanting shop. I know you guys need Arcanite for enchanting. Magic.
The practice of enchanting is strictly regulated here in the province. We would not be able to make use of trading Arcanite here. There is perhaps someone who could use it in other parts of the province, though. We are merely a proprietor selling magic items to passers-by.
Then what do you'll take for this? And I'll put the Giant Slayer hand axe on the table.
Do you mind? Just going to identify it. See if you can determine its value. Ah, yes. A very rare enchantment indeed. Very interesting. Well, the engraving work is quite interesting. It is a fine piece. Where did you come across something like this?
But from it was given to me, found on some adventurer's body.
Ah, passing down the torch. Very well. I can give you 5,000 gold for this piece. Or if you wish to trade, we can make a trade of equal value, and I can give you credit or coin.
Yeah, let's trade it in and give me coin. So you said it was 2K for the thingamajig bag, and then I'll take 3K back.
Pleasure doing business.
Very much so.
He'll
And
throw
I walk out of the store.
he'll throw 300 platinum on the table for you to grab.
Shining. Very shining.
Shiny money.
Hmm.
And what about you, young gentleman? Are you interested in any of the items?
No, the one that I was looking for is not here.
Oh, that's a shame. Well, do visit again when we have new stock in. I'm sure there's something will catch your eye.
Maybe.
If you don't mind me asking, you're not from this town, are you?
I forgot to say that. No, I'm not.
Yes. A word of precaution then. This city has been under strict curfew lately. You'll want to be indoors by midnight.
Understood, thank you.
You're very welcome, travelers. Do visit again.
Be sure to. He's going to head off to the inn.
Speaking of, Darius, as you're walking into the inn, you see a crowd of several people who are in the inn for various reasons, either shelter or to grab something warm to eat, dealing with the frigid, damp weather. Certainly requires a hearty lunch, some of these people. So a lot of them are eating, or resting by the fire, trying to dry their socks off and the rest of their clothes before they go about their daily business. Almost as soon as you enter, this kind of older, hunched human man, balding on top, but with kind of like a, as neat as he can make it comb over, really trying to not be 100% bald, but it's not working very well. Older man, human male, probably in his early 60s, with a long hooked beak of a nose, spindly arms, and a hunched posture, greets you and says, well, hello. Do I owe the pleasure?
I was wondering if you had any rooms available.
I do. Travellers passing through town, I see. Yes, we do have rooms available here at the Black Rose. How many are you looking for?
Above game, because I haven't had all my caffeine yet. I'm going to assume we need 4.
Unless you want to bunk with each other.
4.
I'm comfortable talking with people. If you're not comfortable talking with me, I understand. I'm crazy.
4 would be preferred, but if you're low on rooms, we can make do with it.
Very well. All right. Rooms are 5 gold per night. That comes with the comforts, of course, of the Black Rose, and meals included.
I put 2 platinum pieces on the counter. That's enough for tonight. Yes.
Very good, sir. Very good. Here are your keys, and he hands you 4 iron keys. Good weight, all 4 rooms that are next to each other on the 2nd floor. As you can see, lunch is being served at the moment, so feel free to ask the barkeep there if you'd like something to eat for you or your traveling companions. Dinner will be served promptly at 6:30 or so. And in case you weren't aware, there is a curfew in place here in Zaszeny. I know not all travellers are from this province or of this city, but a rush of horrible thieves have unfortunately made their way into the city, and the guards are dealing with them. So, for the time being, no one's allowed outdoors past midnight.
Past midnight, so as long as we're about far by then, we're fine.
Yes, sir. After that, I lock the doors. I don't want any ne'er-do-wells wandering in now, do I?
Understandable.
Enjoy your stay at the Black Rose Inn and Tavern, Master. Moving onward. He kind of claps his hands together. You can see he's kind of wearing like these like white like Mickey Mouse gloves that he's like wringing kind of almost obsessively as he walks away, and kind of
This dude gives off so much serial killer vibes. It is not even.
he's
I'm saying it's
you can
above
see-
game with record.
You can see him like going from table to table and kind of like awkwardly interrupting conversations just to like say, you know, hey, is everything going good?
Yeah, he also sounds like with how you described him looks like he sounds like he could have walked off the set of Cuphead.
Yeah, he's very vulture-esque, I would say. It's a good description of this person. It's about this time that Galay and David make their way back to the group. At the inn, you guys can reconvene.
Can I real quick outside? Can you real quick roll me a D8?
Me?
Yeah.
1.
Cool. Galay has a little rat on his shoulder. He immediately got in the bag of tricks and threw one out.
Great.
Nice.
Got a little rat. We killed so many of them, I feel close.
Mm.
So yeah, as you enter, this is what you see: heavily cloaked companions drying themselves off from the rain.
So, what do we do now? He's gonna chill for the night and then start. I imagine like I look for a place that looks like in the corner and away from everybody, and I try to hurt there.
Sure,
I'll follow him.
easy enough. There's the interior of this inn and tavern is very nice. You can see that it is a very well kept establishment. The windows in the front of the building are stained glass, depicting the tavern's namesake, a black rose, among other things. It's a 3-story tall building. The tavern portion is on the first floor, so there are several tables spread out throughout the common room here, and a very large fireplace currently lit with several people crowded around it trying to get warm. There is a number of booths around the outside perimeter, one of which you can find that is empty, to go and sit at.
All right. Okay, so if you missed it, it's curfew here in this town. So let's pick. Whatever we do, we're back in by before midnight.
Got it.
I wonder if, and this is completely me talking and not Galay, at least not nearly this much. But I wonder if they put that in place because they want their criminal shit being done without any witnesses. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
obviously, this Hadrigan is the head of this place. Black Knights, whatever the fuck. And they're running the big criminal shit. So if they're dealing with any thieves here, quote unquote, it's probably just they're doing that to scare the locals to shut the fuck up and not look at whatever the fuck they're doing overly at night. Just a guess.
Yeah, one thing I want to make sure, like, above game. We're here to are we here to investigate Hadrigan? Like, what's our game plan here in Zaszeny? Because it's been I have completely forgotten what we were doing all session. I'm going to that 100%.
Well, the information that I gave you was that there are several individuals that are members of the Black Circle, and the Archmage's associates were essentially in the beginning stages of investigating them when they disappeared. Hadrigan was among those named as sort of a leadership role amongst those that are kind of in the inner circle. And it's possible that he has had something to do with their disappearance, since he was the last one that they came into conflict with. So if you're looking for the Archmage's people, Hadrigan might either know where they are, or he might have them somewhere on his compound. He might be holding them elsewhere. You don't really know what he's doing, what the scope of his operation is. You're running off of not a lot of information, but he's based here in Zaszeny. So this is a place to start looking if you want to probe into what he's doing.
Got it.
On the other side, if you remember correctly, the ownership of the warehouse where you fought your first pair of cursed creatures, that was owned by Richter Crow, who was also mentioned.
Is he here in Zaszeny?
No. Not that you know. The members of the Black Circle are hard to track in and of themselves. A lot of their activities are clandestine, and the only one who's of any kind of public presence, at least at the moment, is Hadrigan, being the Lord of Zaszeny and all that fun stuff.
Got it.
All right. So how do I want to do this?
It may be very, but I kind of want to sneak out of the tavern at night and just do a quick scout and see what I can see. See if there's anything particularly crass happening, and then I'll sneak back in.
Okay. Keep in mind, you guys got here at noon, essentially, so you have the day to do other stuff before that happens.
I mean, do you want to scout its property first? See exactly where we want to let them win.
other places here in town. I want to kind of just get a lay of the land first.
Sure.
Because if we just like charge in and pop off, you know, even scouting his place, like we could be seen as suspicious and marked down. So let's just get a lay of the land and see if like, because in those other places, like even where the cursed creatures are, there's like random warehouses and shit that have like red tide business. So let's just see what we can, if we see anything out of place in the city, you know?
Got it.
Sure. Okay, so if you're going out and exploring the town, make me just general perception checks. All those who are going.
There you are, too.
Is Darius doing this too? Yeah, there is. Okay. Alrighty. So a collection of different businesses and points of interest. There's obviously the Black Rose Inn Tavern, where you guys are bunked up. Along the same street, there are several different stores. One of which is Burgess Carvings, which upon first glance appears to be a wood carving, proprietary, whatever building that specializes in crafting staves and wands specifically for wizarding folk. You also have across the street from that Tim's Timepieces, which has an adorable little sign up the front. Looks like a clock. On a chain, swings back and forth in the wind. Further down the street, you have Shakar's Arsenal, which appears to be shut at the moment, but from within you can hear hammer on anvil. This appears to be a blacksmith's shop location. And then throughout the town, you know, there are a number of houses. A lot of them, as you travel further toward the north end of the city, get more and more nice looking. Just the general wear and tear on the houses isn't as much, indicating that the further north you go, the more money people tend to have. That being said, you do see as well there is a museum with Hadrigan's name on the front. The Hadrigan's own museum of collected oddities, essentially. And then there is finally the Zaszeny Courthouse, which is a large building painted white, which currently in the front of it has several skeletons on iron spikes. Kind of not directly in front of the courthouse, but like near enough by that they're put on display for like a warning, I suppose would be the best way to put it.
Didn't we see those back when we were other characters? And they weren't skeletons yet?
Yeah, they've been on display for quite some time.
Yikes.
Yeah, let's knock a cut, boys.
Yeah, those of you who are not from Zabmorvis province are probably a little put off by that. Those of you who are from Onic know that they take the law very seriously here.
Yeah.
I've seen gruesome displays I'm like talking to them. I've seen gruesome displays like this, but not outside of my territory in Araval. I thought y'all were civilized here.
Me too.
Anyone want to check out the museum? That seems like a point of interest.
Alright.
Sounds boring as fuck, but let's do it.
Okay.
The museum itself is a 2-story building that appears, at least on the exterior, to be mostly brand new. Seems that they have expanded in recent months to kind of proliferate the collection a little bit more. At the door, the admission into the museum is 5 silver per person. If you want to enter, you can mark that off on your sheets.
Mm-hmm.
There are a number of random collectibles that Hadrigan has put on display here. There are in different sections as well. Most prominently, though, in the center of the floor here. Let me double check and make sure that's true. Hold on. Let me open my notes on this place that I have. Let's see. It's here and then H. There it is. Okay, let me scroll around and make sure that I have my shit in a row here. Yes. In the center of the first floor here, there is a display of one of Prince Ursula's what are they called? Corpse things? The corpse robots.
Oh, those things.
Yeah. Cadaver collectors. That's what it is.
I almost forgot about those fucks.
That looks fairly beat up and battle worn for sure. There's a plaque at the front of it that says a corpse collector used during the Netrian Revolutionary War.
Are we sure Ursula isn't like extremely evil? Because the man's rocking servitors like he just walked off 40K.
Yeah.
Shrug. The description of it, the history behind it is that these things were employed later in the war to help deal with battlefield cleanup, as well as body identification for those that are dead. And some of them, when Netria grew more desperate for a win, were targeted for destruction because they were also capable of defending themselves, and they were seen as a possible threat to their revolution. So this particular model was recovered and placed here as kind of like a historic piece. Also on the first floor, there is there's the giant wing that you saw before with your other characters, but these characters are brand new. That includes examples of giant craft from Netria, including cutlery, sized for a giant. You got a massive fork about as tall as some of the Dragonborn in your party here. There's also a couple displays of basically painted renderings of different giant, important giants that were part of Netria's history. Including, if I can find my lore page, one second. it's in the Netrian section. Yes. Netria. Let's see if I name the fucking guy. I thought I did. I don't remember though. It might not be in that section. I thought I named him. Where did I put him? Let's see. Well, maybe I didn't. Let's just say that their name's forthcoming later. I don't remember what the guy was called, and I can't find his information on my notes, so we'll just call it that. But there is I know that there is a giant king that lives within Netria itself, kind of taking care of his own people, nation within nation type of thing. They are essentially their own. The giant society is essentially their own sovereign nation within the continent of Netria. The most of Netria is controlled by, the medium-sized creatures. They do have a king as part of their ordning. Don't have his name at the moment, but he is a very powerful and influential storm giant that lives up in the clouds somewhere. There is a painting of him that is in this museum that is one of the only times that he was in a physical body form and not transmogrified into a massive storm, as storm giants are sometimes wont to do. Continuing onward and through the museum, going upstairs, the first thing that grabs you is there is immediately a display that kind of freaks you all out because you're like, holy shit, this thing is huge. But there are several skeletons on display of massive beasts, massive bestial creatures. The plaques of which describe them as ancient beasts from before the breaking, that had been excavated recently in an excavation point somewhere in Arval. There's just for everyone's description, there's a Tyrannosaurus, a Stegosaurus, a Triceratops, and a Pterodon skeleton, all kind of spaced out throughout this room, with the Tyrannosaurus, of course, taking center stage. To the left of that, through an open archway, there is a collection of different, very rare types of arcanite that are put on display here. That form in different colors and shapes and different things, and whose properties are still being experimented on by mages from the Thaugrivist Academy. Some of which you can see in their definitive robes and school uniform, who are at the moment researching them as they kind of, circle around some of the samples and are taking notes. Throughout the back wall, there are even more skeletons put on display. These ones not as big, but of other beasts from different locations throughout Arval specifically. There are wormling skeletons from what look to be blue dragons that are on display here. The one that people are the most interested in, according to what the crowd seem to be looking at the most. There are also examples of what were they called? The blazehorns that live in the desert. Those kind of wandering lizard things with volcanoes on their back. There's a skull of those on display. There is a sample of a fin, not a fin bone, but like I don't know what you would call it. Some kind of a bone from the fin of a sky whale, which takes up a lot of space, being that they are colossal-sized creatures and it's hard to obtain their remains.
I should
Mostly when they die, they like deflate and fall into the core and die.
Imagine if you're wondering about the terminology, it's the bones in the flipper of a whale is the same bones. Is the same kind of bones that you would find in your hand.
Yeah, it's like
Nerd.
cloud whale digit, whatever it's called. I don't know. But those remains are typically hard to find because, typically speaking, cloud whales do not die over land very often. They mostly die out on the open sea, and then their bodies, of course, fall down into the core and are lost forever. On the rare occasion where one has crash landed, it is usually a pretty crazy event for people who witness it. And then, of course, the corpse is cannibalized by anybody who really wants to take anything from it at that point.
I have a question.
Would you really call that cannibalized if it's not done by another whale?
I don't know.
So theoretically, if the core doesn't just like destroy every like piece of matter that it like touches it, and like it's just a ball of something that's super like gravity, like heavily like has super heavy gravity, right? Is there just gonna be like a outer layer, like a solid outer layer of whale bones surrounding the core?
I mean, it's certainly a possibility, but the core is vast, and cloud whales are not as vast. So
Now I'm just picturing fucking like Dishonored shit.
Also, do I see anything that was like it shouldn't be here from Araval? Like this was stolen or from a very particular people?
Well, the blue dragon wormlings are very alarming to you, considering there's
Right.
only one person that could come from, and he would be pissed to know that those were on display.
I might send the letter just to start shit if I could. That'd be fun.
Oh, that can only end well.
Do it.
Do it.
Fucking we ball.
Fuck it, we ball.
Sure. Condemn an entire town and probably a third of the continent to the wrath of an ancient blue dragon, or an adult blue dragon, rather.
They're planning to do it anyway.
Hey, we found your
Really didn't die.
Hey, we found your kid. Yeah, he's being displayed in a museum as bones.
Yeah.
I'm just saying. Maybe that could clear my name. Anyway.
But yeah, there's only one dragon archon that you know of that still produces offspring, and this is them. At some point or another, Hadrigan either slayed these things or someone slayed them, and he collected the bones and put them on display.
Also, in the kerfuffle, I mean, Hadrigan gets roasted, so.
The final room that you come to is a display on pre-breaking artifacts. For the most part, it is painted renderings of said artifacts, where the most complete ones existed, just because they are so rare and so fragile that those who have put out for loans on them have essentially taken them and are keeping them off-site. There is paintings of several examples of weapons, of arcane text, and like hieroglyphs that were carved into things, different syntax that's hard to kind of interpret. His language has changed a little bit over the last 1,000 years. And there is a display of paintings depicting, according to the plaque, what appears to be a set of keys, all with different jewels embedded in the heads. The description of these are that they are important artifacts that no one knows what they go to, but that were recovered at some point by Hadrigan, and were deemed too important to put on display, but from what was gained in information about them, there are essentially artists' renderings of the missing keys that he does not have in his possession. He currently, according to the plaque, has 2, and the other 2 are elsewhere, presumably, or perhaps lost to time.
You motherfucker. You piece of shit.
Wait, what happened?
Those are the keys we had.
Oh, scheiße!
Or it's either the keys we had or the 2 keys we don't have.
No, he has paintings of the keys that we did have. And he now has. I hate this. I hate this so much.
Relax, robbery is an option.
What do the 2 keys look like the artist rendering?
The painting artist rendering is of all 4. It's an extrapolation of what the second 2 keys would potentially look like, given the nature of the 2 that Hadrigan found and recovered.
Does it say which 2 he has?
It does not. Doesn't mention it.
I mean, obviously we wouldn't know, but I know as me, and I'm infuriated. I'm so angry.
Well then. Shall we go look for other points of interest then? I don't know.
Fuck it. Yeah, I'm so pissed. Yeah,
Hey.
let's go.
It could always be worse.
Why do you say words? Don't say those words.
Do you realize? Have you learned nothing from Murphy?
Yes.
From who? Brian?
I have lost 2 characters. No, yeah, 2 characters already. Yes.
Murphy's Law. If it can get worse, it will.
I know.
I don't know anything about Murphy's Law. All I know is about Cole's Law.
I hate you.
The
Cole's Law's nasty.
Who's Cole?
fuck did you say? The fuck is we ain't Southern, bitch. Get the fuck out of Texas. I ain't like coleslaw. Get your out here. I don't want to hear a damn thing out of you.
Slimy. It's got cabbage. Fuck cabbage. All the homies hate cabbages.
I'm sorry, you. No wonder, shit. That's why you're so decrepit. You goddamn green. Goddamn mother. Son of a
I'm working
bitch.
on eating more
Anyway.
greens. It's just the fact that this cabbage is. I hate cabbage. It's a texture
about
thing.
how
I
many
can
years
never.
you are too late.
I can never eat cabbage. The texture is just too fucking slimy.
Why are we talking about cabbage?
I don't know. I like to think that
Because
there's
some motherfuckers think you don't.
there's a coleslaw stand like outside the museum as you guys are leaving it. 2 of you grabbed it, and the 2 Dragonborn are arguing.
I'm so confused.
Darius' lights stand on fire.
Oh my god! Are you sure you want to do that? No.
I used to love coleslaw. I can't eat it anymore. Sad for me.
I fucking love coleslaw. Why is it fucking?
People can enjoy coleslaw. I'm not trying to say that I think it's. I just don't like it. I think it's nasty.
This tangent brought to you
Get
by
over
KFC.
your texture weakness, bitch.
Anyway, are you doing anything else in the museum?
Yeah, is there anything else of nope?
I mean, I'm gonna like write some of the stuff we found down, especially the blue dragon shit. The stuff in the later room. I don't know what clues Taldanor wants, but I'm just gonna write shit down for whenever the fuck he decides to contact us. And I'm gonna tell him what we find. So I'm gonna write down what we see in the museum.
Alright. I mean, unless you guys are planning on going into like the back rooms of the museum and sneaking around back there where you're not supposed to be, there's not really much else you haven't seen in this location. So
I'm tempted. I'll do that.
I mean, I can have Xanabar cast this guy's self. See through his eyes.
I don't think it's gonna help, buddy. I love the effort. I really do. I don't think that's gonna...
You look like one of the employees.
This rat is not working like fine familiar, is it? It's just a rat that I can command, right?
I don't know what it is, dude. It's a
bag of
bag of tricks, rusty bag of tricks.
Yeah. You rolled a 1. I was hoping to get something like, I don't know, a brown bear, because that's funny.
Or a dire wolf or whatever.
So just walk with like a random.
Transforms into a creature, vanishes at the next dawn, or when reduces your hit points friendly. Acts on your turn, your bonus action to command how it moves and what action it takes, or give general orders such as attack your enemies. In the absence of such orders, the creature acts in a fashion appropriate to its nature. So.
Yeah, it's just I have it kind of on my shoulder, and I'm occasionally giving it like small bits of ration. I named it Teddy.
You would have to hide it in your robes. And also, by the way, Zedivor would not have been allowed to go with you into the museum.
Oh,
Why
sad.
No summons allowed?
Yeah.
That's racist! Anyway.
Okay. So what we want to do now?
So, okay, just real quick, are we interested in sneaking around the museum? Yes or no?
I don't believe so.
You don't believe so? Answer.
Right.
That's
don't
all
know.
right. All right, I won't get into trouble then. Even I don't think any of us are proficient in stealth, so that's fun. So let's.
I'm also in plate armor.
I could go by myself.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. You might be the only one who can, because you're the only one here who can go through fucking walls.
I only have a +4 in stealth. Yes, I can go through walls. But that doesn't mean I don't look obvious when I do it.
I mean, it's kind of hard not knowing someone who's no clipping.
It looks a lot more grotesque than that, but sure.
Y'all also don't know that he can do that because he's never done it or mentioned it.
I mean, I was saying that out of character.
Bro,
Yeah.
I'm talking out of character. I don't think he even realizes he can really do it yet. Fuck. Since he hasn't done it this entire fucking time. But yeah, I don't know. let's fuck off for now. Let's fuck off for now. Then I'll have some fun later.
Okay.
All right. After spending about hour and a half, 2 hours perusing the museum, it's getting to be about mid-afternoon for you guys. It's still rainy and miserable outside, but the rest of the day is still yours. So whatever you want to do.
I say let's split because there were several places that sounded of interest. All of them sounded boring to Galet. So I don't know. What the other places were the wand shop, the wand stave shop. Obviously there's Hadrigan's fucking place, but doubt we can like sniff near that. There's the law place with the 3 skeletons in front of it, right?
Yeah, the courthouse.
Courthouse. Am I missing? There's another place, right?
There was the woodworker, the tavern, the shop called Tim's Timepieces, Shakar's Arsenal, which appears to be a blacksmith shop, and then the courthouse and the museum.
Shakar's Arsenal is quote unquote closed right now, right?
It's like a garage where like the doors can be, it's like 2 barn doors in the front that can be pushed open, but they're closed at the moment to not let the weather in. But as you passed by, you heard banging of metal on the inside, so someone's working on something in there.
Also, can I ask for can I do a general like perception or investigation check? I don't, whichever. Just if I see any dragonborn that look not Anikian. Like from Arval.
I mean, easy enough to spot that there are not a lot of dragonborn just in general, ever.
Okay.
If you did see one, they would stand out.
I'm gonna look. Right. But nothing's standing out right now.
No, not at the moment. No. Most of the population of Zaszeny is human.
Okay.
There are a couple of dwarves and half elves scattered around, but for the most part, it's like 80% human, from what you can tell.
That's not worrying. Anyway, let's. Oh, where do you go?
Say we seek out like the source of purple, white, and red films.
Yeah, you are a very colorful group and also a very tall group. So.
Yeah, this kind of sucks. This is why I'm like heavily cloaked up because it's bad enough I'm taller than most of these fuckers. I don't want just my glaring white scaly skin to just be like, "Hey, is that Galet?" I have to run.
Yeah, I mean, even if you do cloak up, you're still a fairly tall person with a dragonborn snout poking out of the hood. So you are still going to stick out, no matter how hard you try to blend in, unless you're like really trying to not be seen by anybody.
Yeah. Can we go to the armory? I just remembered, like...
Oh, whoops, wrong thing.
Long ago...
Okay.
What are you doing?
I just wanted to read
it. Keeps
doing,
posting
bud?
Greater Steed and
What's
stuff.
that spell, huh? Find Greater Steed? Oh, that's a cool spell, man.
Yeah, I just wanted to read it for later.
Trying to mount up. I get you.
I could summon a Pegasus. No.
Yeah.
Do you want to be better at stealth?
Correct.
I'm gonna have to make a pet
Correct.
stat block.
Yes.
Correct me if I'm wrong, ladies and gentlemen. I think it was Zaszeny, but there was... Oh, was it in Zaszeny or was it somewhere? Somebody was talking about there being... when we interviewed the Red Waste guys, I think I have shitty handwriting, so these are bad notes. But I think there was like someone selling weapons that they were using in Zaszeny.
Oh, the notes that you got from the Red Tide guides and the hideout?
Maybe. Did that have to do with Zaszeny? Let me look. I'm gonna go back in the chat and make sure.
see. I don't think there was any specific mention of weapons.
God, this cursive shit. Slanty word, motherfucker.
Yeah. Yeah, no specific mentions of weapons. You know that there was a lot of iron being bought at some point.
Okay. Yeah, I just want to go to the armory and see if I can't sniff out anything.
Sure. The Shakar's arsenal essentially is it's mostly a barn. It's mostly a big workshop with an attached storefront. Going into the front of the store, you can see that there are several weapons on racks, which are like padlocked up so people can't steal them. While Shakar himself is off working on other shit. From around the corner, around the back of the countertop, you can hear the banging coming from within the workshop itself. So you're kind of alone by yourself in the browsing section. He has a number of different weapons on display. A lot of them you are familiar with, being from Araval. These are weapons that are produced by the Tabaxi there. At least their style is. So there's a lot of like what do I want to say about it? There's a lot of like Ashen Expanse style weaponry that Tabaxi would use. You have never probably seen any Tabaxi use them in person, nor have you probably ever seen a Tabaxi outside of the desert. But the fact that they have produced such weapons and the fact that they're interesting means that people trade in them over in Araval, and some adventurers that you've come across in the past have had weapons like these that function as other weapons. So, you know, a longsword is a longsword, but the style of it looks different when it comes from Shijie.
With the sound of the blacks, like, well, can I maybe like infer from my own history of blacksmith whether or not this is like someone actually forging something, or whether it's just banging on metal for the sake of banging on metal to make the illusion of being doing smithing?
Sure, make an insight check.
Can I have a bonus because this is something I would know?
It's something that you would know, meaning that you get to make the check in the first place.
Yeah, fair. I'm trying. It's a thing that I'm trying to make use of more. The fact that you can invoke your background for shit. So
I know.
That's why
Smithing insight is something that you can do and no one else can.
Oh, that's a natural 20.
It seems like he's hard at work. Yeah, seems like he's hard at work in there. Doing whatever it is he's doing.
Whatever he's making, he's certainly working hard on. Those aren't just idle.
Can I go ahead?
Those aren't just idle beats on him.
Not just dropping sick beats. Okay, got it. Can I see any marks of the Ash, the Queen of Ash, in here?
Make a perception check. Seven. None that you can see.
Mm-hmm.
The marking is there are several markings of Karako, the sun god, on some of the weapons.
Is there like a bell up front that I can ring or some shit?
Um, there's a gong up front that you can ring.
I'm gonna punch it. It's gonna punch the gun.
Just 1-inch punch the gong.
Oh.
Bwong. Rings out throughout the shop extremely loudly. You hear the hammering stop in the workshop, and soon after, coming out from the back, holding what appears to be a half-finished Arval style halberd, is a really large panther-looking tabaxi. Completely shirtless from the waist up, wearing leather pants and carrying his apron in his other arm. He is muscly as shit and almost as tall as one of you Dragonborn. He says, "Welcome to Shakar's arsenal. Apologies, I was working on some more weaponry for the shop. I did not hear you come in."
That's fine. It was fun to punch the gunk. Lots of I just like remarking like lots of fine Arvalian weaponry in here.
Yes, I bring my craft all the way from Shije.
You from? Let me just get it right. It's not the
From the Ashen Expanse, yes.
Yeah.
That is what
I
the
used
people
to,
call it
I came
around
from
here.
Arval too.
You are from the
part
motherland.
of it.
Welcome, welcome. Please feel
Very-
free to
very
peruse
strange.
peruse the shop's weaponry. I'm sure you can find something that is worth your while here. Shakar has only the finest weapons in all of Zaszeny.
Have you, if I may inquire, because it's difficult to sort of pick up a life around here. Have you done a lot of coming here? Has it been difficult?
A lot of what?
A lot of work?
Oh yes. Shakar was lucky to have a different smithing style that no other person can quite replicate here in Onyx. My weapons and craft are sought after from towns beyond just this one. And certainly by adventurers who are looking to arm themselves for their contracts. Or at least want to appear a little bit more, how you say, well-traveled.
I see. Can I like from looking at the weapons, did any of them look like Arvalian and similar to any of the weapons we found the Red Tide had?
The Red Tide's weaponry was not Arvalian, at all.
At all.
It was
okay.
it was standard daggers that could have been bought anywhere, coated with a poison that was very dangerous,
Right.
so as to be
because it
untraceable
needed
to any one
like-
individual.
Right.
You know, it's the
Because
fucking
if
the
there are
Heisenberg
a
thing.
lot of-
Don't buy everything in one place, kind of thing. All of their stuff was originally just normal items that you could find at any armor or blacksmith.
I need to watch Breaking Bad.
And was modified to work for the Red Tide specifically. So like the armor that you have on your possession, the red armor that you've picked up before, that is standard leather armor by all accounts, but it was dyed red for the theatrical effect that they wanted. All of the daggers that have existed were like no signature, like basic ass daggers you could have found at any smithing location ever. The only weapon that really stood out to you at all was the rapier that the blue one, the leader had. That one was finely made, but the other weapons were as nondescript as could possibly be. These
But
weapons
the rapier
in this
didn't
shop,
have our body.
no, it did not appear that way. First of all, people in Arval don't often craft rapiers. There are a lot of a lot of the weaponry that's produced by the Tabaxi nation, city-state, whatever you want to call it. A lot of that is Egyptian themed, and Egypt didn't use rapiers. So there was khopesh and halberds that have that fan blade on the top, and Egyptian style spears, stuff like that. That's the way that I imagine they create their weaponry.
Can I actually find those Arvalian spears and maybe does he have any spears here, finely made spears?
Yeah, he has several examples of spear that are on a rack to the side. He says, I see you are eyeing the spears. Fine choice, a fine choice. These were very popular for guards of trading caravans as they wandered the desert. They are cheap, they are easy to use, and they are most effective at keeping wild animals at bay, as well as ash bandits, of course.
I kind of give it very practiced calm swings, but very cautious not to knock any other shit near over.
He goes over and unlocks the the rack for you and takes.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, they're not pick up and try out weapons. They're kept under lock and key. Apologies for the security. There has been a rash of thievery lately in the city, and I have had to up my security to protect my goods.
Oh, that sounds horrible. What can you tell me anything about these thieves? I might be able to help. Arvalian.
Well, we don't know very much about them. We had thought, actually, the whole town, that we had caught them, and that we had ended their crime spree, as it were. But the burglaries picked up once again after only a few months of silence. So it is clear that we did not root out the heart of the infestation of thievery in this city. The guard has imposed the curfew yet again, and we have been under curfew for probably 5 or 6 months at this point.
5 or 6 months, and they still haven't caught the thieves.
Unfortunately, no. It is really perturbing, the guard here. Although without their captain, it seems they are without adequate leadership, if you ask me.
The captain is missing.
According to the official statement we received, the captain was felled in battle with some powerful evil beings. Wanted to do the city harm.
With that, out of character, we killed the motherfucker, right?
It was Daphne.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, we killed her.
What I missed, I had to step out a second.
Daphne was town guard, and we killed.
Daphne?
Yeah.
Yep.
The captain of the guard was Daphne. Daphne was essentially the leader of Zazeny's own private guard force. There are the guards in this town, by the way, just as a point of remembrance here, the guards in this town do not dress or equip themselves in the same way that the normal state guard do in all the other places that you visited. Instead of the Anishan symbol, it's a different symbol altogether. They dress in black and gold. And they call themselves the Sons of Zaszeny. They're kind of like the local militia if they had a massive budget. But they lost their leadership, and now there's a new guy in charge. And as a result, they are kind of scrambling to pick up the pieces of the burglaries that are happening still and trying to save face. So they've become a little bit more militant in the last few months just because this makes them look bad, especially to the crown.
How is it? What was the official story? How the captain of their guard died?
She was felled in battle against evil beings that wanted to do harm to the city. It was a tragedy, and held a funeral for her, though there was no body recovered.
Were these aggressors?
Yeah,
captured?
now that I think about it, there wasn't much of a body left when we were done with her.
Nope.
After Yokai was done with her. Yeah, she was flattened like a soda can, essentially.
She was
a whole
paste.
wish spell. We should have saved the wish spell to not get fucking kidnapped.
Look, if we didn't do that, she was going to kill us.
Yeah, it was getting to that point. Anyway, moving on.
But yeah. Is there? Can I use a background?
Use a background thing to
kind of see if I can get as much information out of this man as possible.
I mean, he's been very forthcoming thus far.
Mm-hmm.
So he gives you share common heritage.
Mm-hmm. Do you? I wonder if they're in this. I'm gonna speak to him. And like, I assume he's gotten me the spear, and I've been like done a few practice swings and like kind of nodded in like approval, like very fine make.
Yes, I know.
you made this kind of. This is an amazing. Like just trying to like ham it up. Like this is very amazing. Do you have anything from? Or most of these from the Expanse, as you were from, or have you collected from other parts of Arval?
It is not a collection. I create them here in my shop. It is my craft.
Okay, my bad. Have you had a chance to learn how to create anything from the Tundra?
The Tundra, as far as I know, the Tundra doesn't have its own crafting identity, I suppose.
Oh, I was hoping to find monk weapons here.
It's very cold up north. Not inclined to travel that far, although it is also very cold here. Unfortunately, I don't like to get wet, as you can imagine.
I kind of poke my like white snout further out of my cloak and like, I know how to get cold, brother.
Yes, it is not in my best interest to get my fur wet and matted and gross in this rain, especially considering the charge of Arcanite that is coursing through them at the moment. Never know what can happen. Better to stay indoors during storms like these.
I used to think Arval was temperamental. This place is strange.
Oh, well, this is tame compared to sandstorms in the desert, so I would rather take this, because at least I can get indoors and be safe.
I might ask, because have you had a rather large order lately? Anything in particular? Anything of interesting make or model?
Why do you ask?
As I share with some of your kind, I have an intense curiosity.
That is fair enough, but I don't know if I'm comfortable discussing other clients, per se. I have only just met you, after all.
I understand.
Of course, I would exchange the same courtesy with you if you were to purchase something from my shop. Yeah.
I understand. I would like to purchase the spear, our Arvalian spear, so I can just have some of home. Because actually, this is nice.
Sure. Let me double check something really quickly in my documents.
Does anyone else have any questions? I'm the one talking. I have a 10 in intelligence, friend.
I have a 10 intelligence in real life, so.
So do I. I don't like. It's easier to play low intelligence character than high intelligence. It's awkward. Someone else speak.
Okay, I don't think this guy produces armor.
What were you saying?
I don't think this guy produces armor.
He is a weaponsmith primarily.
Yeah.
If you have scrap armor you do no longer need, I could turn it into a profit, I suppose. It's simply raw material.
Do they have an armor maker in this city, or did I miss it?
If you have a what?
I guess they have an armor maker in the city.
Oh, I mean, most of the city's blacksmiths do not work on weapons or armor. I do know that there is armor they get for the guard elsewhere, though they import it from some other city. It's usually purchased at another place and shipped here. Unfortunately, my specialty is in weapons, and there are no others like me in the city. So,
Are we all here, or is it just?
did you all go in? Unless you're like listening at the door outside in the rain by yourself.
Yeah, I would like to look over some of the crafts here and see how how well are they made.
For mundane weaponry that's not magical, they're made very well. Just at a cursory glance, you don't even need to roll for it. Your keen eye as a smith, you can tell that these are quality work. Albeit a bit strange to you, seeing as you're not from Araval. You wouldn't even begin to know how to go around and use one of these weapons effectively without at least a little bit of a pointer. But once you figure out what they are, a lot of them are not what they seem at first point. A halberd, it looks like a massive pole with a bladed fan on the end of it here, and you're like, what the fuck is this thing? Am I gonna cool somebody off with it? But then on closer inspection, you're like, you know what, this could probably function as a halberd would. That kind of thing. By the way, really quickly, just before we go on, I want to give you your price for your spear. Let me see if I can find it.
You know, I've made a lot in my time. I can't quite say I've seen this kind of make.
Yes, I'm from another continent, so that makes sense.
Maybe I should take a trip to Araval. Probably would learn a bit.
Perhaps.
I kind of just a small look, you really should. It's
by the way, if you are wishing to purchase the spear, it is 100 gold.
How set did you? How set did?
It's much more expensive than a regular spear for a reason.
How set was he on buying that? How set did he look on that? Did he want it?
Did who want what? Him wanting the spear, or him wanting to buy the armor for scrap?
Him wanting the spear, I'm asking.
I got money.
How did he look?
I got money. I was gonna buy it.
Okay.
Can I get?
I was about to punch it.
Can you get a what?
Can I get the Egyptian equivalent to a rapier?
There is no Egyptian equivalent to a rapier in the shop.
Yeah.
If you want an Egyptian sword, you're gonna get a kopesh, and that's a type of scimitar. So.
Essentially, he has either scimitars or long swords. Long swords also are a thing. And some of them, being what they are, serve multiple functions, and they're more expensive for a reason. Hint, hint, I'm using other shit for it, not just the standard weaponry. As in advanced weaponry.
can I ask him? Can I? I really want to help you. I already give over the 100. I want to help. This is just helping another Arvalian who's traveling. So fuck it. I'm gonna give him 100 without even asking for this. Have you personally been stolen from by these thieves?
No, thankfully. They were not able to break into my shop, per se. Though I do know that one of my customers was robbed from at their home. And a purchase from my shop was stolen at some point.
Do you know what it was? The item. We could help find it.
I had sold her husband a short sword, Kopesh. One of these. Gestures to them on the rack on the wall there. I felt awful. He had just purchased the item and had lost it, and I gifted him one as a recompense. But yes, it was pretty awful for them to do that to a customer of mine. I did not appreciate it very much. We try to stick together as much as we can here in Zaszeny. There is a sense of community here, not unlike what I have seen in other in my homeland. A sense of communal purpose that I enjoy, and I'm happy to be a part of.
There's kind of a far off look at it. It's like he knows what his communal purpose was, and he has a feeling it was very different from his communal purpose. So he kind of loses himself for a second, then like snaps back. I understand, but I think as a fellow Arvalian, I'm going to look into this. Injustice to your craft. You should not have been stolen. You should not have had it replaced. So I'm going to look into it. Do you mind giving me the address of the person who was stolen from?
If you are trying to find the thieves, this was months and months ago, and we believe we caught the thieves that stole it.
But the item wasn't found again, was it?
If it was confiscated by the guard, never to be seen again.
Understood. I give him a very burly handshake.
They do the Armstrong thing from Full Metal Alchemist, where you like clasp fists and flex at each other.
Yes.
The aliens.
For reference, by the way, the spear that you have, in addition to all the normal properties of a regular spear, it is also hafted, which means that I'll tell you in a second. A hafted spear means that when you take the attack roll with it, you can use a bonus action to make a melee weapon attack with the haft. It deals 1d4 bludgeoning damage, and you add your ability modifier to damage as you would for other sorts of two-weapon fighting. But if you have feats that mimic that ability, the damage die becomes a d8 instead.
Can you repeat that for me, please?
Sure. Hafted weapon means you can make a bonus action with the other end of the weapon. Bonus action attack with the other end of the weapon.
But if I can already make a bonus action, the damage increases?
If you can already make a bonus action attack with the other end of the weapon, such as from, I think Polearm Master has it, or you can swing it around and smack people in the head, the damage die becomes a d8 instead of a d4.
What if I had a bonus action like extra attack from Monk? Would that be applied to it?
No, it would only apply to things that do extra attacks on polearms.
Oh, sadness.
Yeah, because it's doubling that ability is the point.
Okay.
And then what was the other thing? And it is a monk weapon for you as well, by the way.
It's great.
It is considered an advanced monk weapon, which you get proficiency in automatically at level 5 as a monk. So
I'ma fuck people up from a distance.
Can I get a short sword?
Of course. See if I can find one that makes sense. Let's see. See if I can fucking find one somewhere in here. Saber, that's what I wanted to call it. Yeah, sure. Yeah, go ahead and put short sword on the list of your weapons you got. It's also an advanced monk weapon.
Okay.
Which means that in addition to the normal properties of a short sword, it also has the versatile property. So if you wield it with two hands, it's a D8.
Oh.
The longsword, quote unquote, Egyptian longsword is called saber. Is a saber in the list that I'm looking at, which is a longsword with finesse. Essentially, is what it is. And there's a bunch of other different stuff.
Does he have any darts?
There's double
How much?
blades. There's double spears. Darts? I'm not sure. No, he has knives. He has like throwing knives.
I mean, I'll take some of those. Are they also hiked up?
There's normal knives. He has normal weapons in addition to all these like fancy weapons, but he's trying to upsell you on the fancy weapons. Also, short sword price also 100 gold, by the way.
Got
The other version of the dagger that he has is a parrying dagger. Not intended to be thrown, but could be thrown if you wanted to. It has.
Does he have any like blunt weapons?
Yes, he does. For parrying dagger first, it has two additional properties called disarming and defending on the parrying dagger, which is why it costs more.
What does the disarming and defending do?
I will tell you in a minute once I find it. Defending is a defending weapon is either made for parrying, has advanced techniques for use in parrying, or both. When you use a defending weapon, you can use your reaction to defend against a melee weapon attack that hits you. If you do, increase your AC by 1d4 against that attack. So it allows you to use your reaction to roll a d4 and subtract the number from the attack roll to parry the attack, if you're wielding it in one of your hands. For disarming, when an opponent misses you with a melee weapon attack, you can use a reaction to attempt to disarm them. Both you and the attacker make contested attack rolls. If you roll higher, and the weapon is something the target can drop, the weapon falls from the target's grasp, landing within 5 feet of them, in a space that you choose. If you score a crit, and the attacker did not, you can send the weapon flying up to 15 feet away from the target to a space you can choose instead. If you have a free hand when you score a crit that way, you can disarm the target so that you end up with the drop weapon in your hand. If the attacker ties or rolls higher, then obviously nothing happens. So essentially, if you want to try and like be a disarming monk guy, you can have an open hand and then a parrying dagger, parry somebody, steal their weapon, and then use it. If you crit with it, or you can disarm them entirely and send their weapon flying away, in which case they'd have to either retrieve it or find a new weapon to use.
Give me that. I want that. I want that. I want that right now.
This one comes with a bit of training necessary. So I will have to give you a lesson on how to use it properly, and this, of course, I charge for. 350 gold for the parrying dagger and the lessons.
With my advanced training under the monk Choma, do I necessarily need that?
Yes, you have proficiency in the weapon, meaning you can use it, but the method by which he is teaching you how to perform it for the weapon that it's designed for requires his time, and his time is expensive. It's basically a way of me justifying the price that they have written down on the sheet that I'm looking at.
Okay. You motherfucker.
Yeah, this is from Grim Hollow, by the way. All of this is from Grim Hollow.
Right,
Um,
right.
In terms of blunt weaponry, because I
You-
know that was mentioned before, there are
I mean,
flails, hammers. There's fighting chains. There's a club, a specific club. There's also a baton that you could use, and there is a maul that you can purchase as well.
what here has the advanced weapon stuff?
All of that is advanced.
I actually pull up what that fucking those do.
There's
That's in the
Maul.
player. Is that in the player's guide or campaign's guide?
Grim Hollow Player's Guide, page 133, if you're interested.
Thank you.
Can I use
Looking
the combination of hard
the,
dark?
looking specifically at the Wrath Maul, the side handle baton, the returning club, and the fighting chain, and the cavalry hammer and flail. As well as, I guess, the fighting chain with the hook and also the sickle on it. And the gladiator's net, which apparently does damage and bludgeoning as well. Anyway, what were you saying?
Can I get him to come down from the price a little, combining Heart of Darkness and our volume background? Like, brother to brother, can we like? I know these are hiked up a little bit for the tourists, but come on, man. For another fellow, can we calm down a little bit?
I will say that allows you to make a persuasion check with disadvantage.
Disadvantage? Can a Heart of Darkness like balance it out?
Heart of Darkness is part of the reason why you can make the check in the first place.
Motherfucker.
All right. What was the name of the what were the weapons again?
Anything with bludgeoning damage on the advanced melee weapons table.
Got it.
Yeah, well, the 10, he's like, perhaps if we had more of a relationship, my friend, but for now, 350 gold, and it is all yours. And I will even train you on how to use it.
350?
350.
I almost hand him like 350 platinum. I'm like, oh wait, no, that's not it.
35 platinum.
Yeah, my bad. I'm not good with money. That's 325, and then what is that? 2. I can't think. How long are the lessons gonna take?
Probably the rest of the afternoon if you want to start. Like, he'll spar with you for a good couple hours.
You guys, I guess I'm gonna do this. You guys go do something important.
Okay.
I'm gonna not kill this person.
Oh wait, I don't think I have proficiency in this because let's see what version do I have access? I have weapon. Yeah, no, there's no point in me getting these because I don't have proficiency in those.
It says to use most weapons' advanced properties, you must be 3rd level or higher and have proficiency with martial weapons. Do you have proficiency with martial weapons?
No.
There you go.
Simple, because for some reason clerics don't get martial. I mean, well, forge clerics, some do. I know some.
Yeah. So you could, if you had proficiency with martial weapons, you could use the advanced properties of them, but unfortunately not.
Oh well.
For the spear in general, there is a property called Monk as part of the advanced weapons thing, which is the reason why Galley can use advanced weapon stuff. So Galley is going to spar with the Tabaxi gentleman, with Shakar.
You realize I'm a bit too good at, like, there's a few times where it looks like I'm about to go for his throat, but then I faint.
Or I'll say this. Let's do contested attack rolls and see.
Okay.
We'll do 3 of them.
Also, can I just test and see if they react the same, like with my subclass features, like with if they do okay with me channeling the different elements through them?
I mean, you're the one that's adept at using key, and it is a monk weapon that you purchased, so it would be weird to say that you didn't have the ability to do that.
Okay. Unarmed strike, motherfucker. What's that? That's 24.
Make it with the spear and the dagger, or the dagger. Either one.
Oh, I gotta put those in real quick. Shit.
Yeah. Well, just it's
I mean,
it would be an attack with your. It's fine. Unarmed strike is the same calculation anyway. So make me 2 more. Okay. And perfect. Okay, cool. So he gets the upper hand on you at the beginning, but you pick up on this fairly quickly. He's pretty good at fighting. So he's able to coach you through the beginning stages, but then your intuition takes over, and from there it's just like, hey, you learned a lot faster than I thought you would. Usually it takes a couple days for people to learn how to do this.
I was born through unique circumstance, let's just say that.
Yes. Arval has a way of chewing up those that are weaker and spitting them out off the edge.
Again, another like nom flashback of him doing things like that.
Yeah. You definitely pushed some people off the edge of Arval at some point. He says, well, I don't think I have much to teach you. Your intuition is sharp, my friend. If you have need of any of my other weaponry in the future, please feel free to look me up. It's always nice to see some of my countrymen.
Of course. I will make sure to stop by again if I ever have the need.
Oh yes, before you go, here, in case you wish to ask them questions, he goes over and writes a name down on a piece of paper. It says, this person, he owns the timekeeper shop across the way. He was stolen from at some point.
Thank you. And I like a very like genuine like man like handshake, just like doesn't say much but conveys a lot. Just like thanks.
So he writes down the name is Tim McPherson.
Tim McPherson?
Yeah, of Tim's Timepieces.
That's someone's Final Fantasy character's name.
Tim McPherson. Yeah.
No.
Alanbreth, the ancient elf lord, and Tim McPherson, the watchmaker.
That's very funny.
Fuck it. Yeah, I could see someone doing that.
There are some who call me Tim.
My enemies call me Fearson. My friends call me Tim. Oh my god.
Imagine finding a dude named Tim and losing to him. That'd be so fucking embarrassing. And who defeated you, my son? His name's Tim.
His name's Tim. He's 60 years old with a comb over.
That's how you get. That's how you get disowned.
Alright.
All right. I have to go to the bathroom real quick. I'm gonna pause, and I will be right back. And then you guys can tell me what else you want to do today. Okay. What do you guys want to do? What have you decided upon?
We don't know.
Great. Fantastic.
At least we're honest. Yeah.
You have probably 2 more hours until dinner is served at the tavern you're staying at, so... Are you going to talk to anybody? Going to do anything?
On the one hand, we could go, like... Oh, no. What the fuck do we do? Like, I'm drawing a blank on ideas. There you go.
Do we go into the sewers again and search for bandits?
I mean, you could.
It worked last time.
A part of me that, because we've been told that Hadrigan's a fucko.
Hmm.
Like a part of me wants to say, hey, let's break into the museum.
Okay.
No, that's like a part of me that's saying like hey, if he's an evilman, there's probably gotta be something in that museum.
True. Oh, there's not. And we did start to remain museum. But it'll be fine.
Up to you guys. That's what you want to do, then that's what you want to do.
But on the other hand, like, well, what do we get out of that? Because like, if we don't find anything, we just broke into the mayor's museum.
Yeah. Hmm.
I don't know. You haven't really asked about Hadrigan a lot to other people.
That's true.
Sorry,
I
I'm
gave you
back.
Yes, we're discussing where you're going next. I don't know what you want to do, but
Those go. I'm. You said until the rest of the day, so I'm indisposed.
Oh yeah. Hmm.
up to you guys. I don't know what the group consensus is. We can skip forward in time if you want to.
Y'all can go talk to Tim.
Could.
Let's go talk to Tim.
Some of you guys have located objects as spells. If you prepared them.
Yeah, prepared that, but I didn't know I would need it.
So you're going to Tim's.
Yes.
Outside of the shop, of course, being fairly nondescript, but the sign, of course, Tim's Timepieces, has a, of course, the Flavor Flav clock hanging as part of the signage outside.
If we're to get a watch from, could you say you'd have Tim's on?
Yeah, that's exactly what you would do. It's got
I hate myself.
Fresh Tim's. The shop itself is fairly small. Has a number of timekeeping devices on display. He's got cuckoo clocks, anything from cuckoo clocks to grandfather clocks to pocket watches, personal timekeeping devices, stuff like that. And as you walk in, you can see the older gentleman sitting at his workstation, hard at work with a pair of what do you call it? Telescoping spectacles on. Currently tinkering with a pocket watch when you guys walk in.
I'm just picturing how this looks like. He's just an old man making fucking clocks and shit, and then 3 heavily armed and armored motherfuckers,
Yeah, right.
including a literal angel man.
Excuse yourself. I'm not. I'm not heavily armed at all. I have no armor.
You
I
have that
also-
spear.
I have a spear and a dagger, and that's it. I don't want to consider that. heavily
You're
armed.
also a big scary dragonborn.
There is also one other individual in the shop.
That's-
That is, there's a younger human male, short hair, kind of like buzz at the sides, and then a tiny bit longer on top, but not by much. Very much short cropped. Wearing common clothes and an apron, currently polishing the timepieces with an oilcloth. Picking one up, polishing the glass on the front of it, inspecting it, closing it, putting it back on display, picking up the next one, so forth. As you guys walk in, you see the old man just absent-mindedly, without looking at you, says, "I will be with you in just a second. Hold on." And he finishes placing a tiny gear in place and affixes the watch face to the pocket watch he was working on, and winds it up and listens to it to make sure it's ticking. Says, "Ah, yes, perfect, excellent." And he turns to you, and his eyes are like, magnified, ginormous because of the spectacles. He's like, "Oh Jesus!" And he takes the glasses off. That's a little better. Greetings and welcome to my shop. Wow, you guys are tall. What can I do for you?
We heard you got stolen from recently.
Recently? No, not recently. It's been, probably several months since the break-in, but, hey, there you go. Seems the guard caught the thief, unfortunately for him. I recognized him too. He was a patron of my shop. He bought a very nice cuckoo clock for his grandmother, he claimed, though he didn't look like the loving type to me. Anyway, that's all in the past now. Kind of looking at you expectantly, like, is there a reason you're here? Or...
Well, we're looking into certain things, so I thought we'd at least ask about what you went through. So
We're doing investigation on the current state of the robbing of businesses, yes?
yes.
Yep.
Yeah. Well, Hadrigan's certainly bringing in quite an interesting crowd nowadays. Seems if he's bringing in you folk, then he's certainly not happy with the guard and the captain so far, I suppose. You look like you're very well capable of taking care of these. I have the utmost faith in you. Now, could I interest you in perhaps a pocket watch on a chain?
Maybe. But again, can you tell me what you can remember from the last break-in?
Oh, the person who stole from me, he came into my shop and purchased a clock. He was very interesting young man. He was from afar somewhere. Don't remember where he said. But, yes, the next day I know it, my window was smashed in, and there was several watches that were stolen from me, and I was able to recover them when he was strung up in the town square. That's how I recognized him as the thief in the first place.
Why would they? Would you say your clocks are valuable?
Oh yes, yes. I make a lot of different clocks here. That's it's higher quality than most places. Though I can't quite hold a candle to gnomish contraptions, but who can, right?
Hmm.
At least they have the magic to get theirs working.
How much for a timepiece?
Depends on what you're looking to spend. If you're looking for something like this, massive grandfather clock, it's going to cost you quite a pretty penny. But if you're looking for more of a personal timekeeping device such as this watch on a chain, it's more like a one gold piece.
As you can see, I travel a lot, and I have some more rough and tumble lifestyle. Do you have anything that might be a bit more durable than this? Because I'm not trying to say it's fragile, just looking at it, I'm just a bit concerned.
Hey, these things last for a long time if you treat them right. But yeah, for the rough and tumble lifestyle, unfortunately not going to get much wear and tear if it's being constantly slashed at with swords and stuff. You might want to keep that in your bag or your pockets or something.
I can do that much. I'll take a. I'll take 3 watches.
3 watches? Hey, you are my new favorite customer. Give him 3 gold, and he produces some decent pieces of like polished watches. Probably not the best quality silver pieces. They're very plain pocket watches, no embroidery, but they work. Little bit. That's more of the standard fare people like to buy from me. But if you're looking for something more expensive, please feel free to peruse. I have a wonderful gold piece right over here. It's got. I'm particularly proud of this one. It was hard to get the silver filigree you see around the rim of the catch there.
How much is it?
Expensive piece like this. For adventures such as yourself, I'm sure that you can afford it, but this is 100 gold, yes, pieces. Guaranteed to last you for years to come, be a family heirloom and all that fun stuff.
I'm gonna get it.
I guess that means I will keep 1 watch for myself, and I'll give the other 2 to our death cleric friend and Galay.
Fantastic. Well, you certainly made my month. I can tell you that right now. He removes the pieces from the display case and takes them over to the counter where he takes out a rag and some polish and begins to polish the watches for you.
As a merchant, can I make a quick guesstimate about how much profit we just earned this man?
I mean, it's not every day that people come looking for watches. One purchase can set you up for a very long time, especially 100 gold purchase. He's good for a while.
Yeah, I imagine so. Again, most places, 100 gold is like more than most people will see
in the lifetime. Yeah.
Adventurers make so much, but that's also because it's a very hazardous lifestyle.
A very dangerous profession. Yes, well, when you deal in gold, comes this certain opulence.
Well, thank you for your time. And for the watches.
Very well. Come back if you ever need a cuckoo clock. I have plenty of those lying around.
Might have to get something from my folks. They might like it.
Of course.
Thanks, good
Can I
sir.
ask something, VG?
Yes.
So often, like, I remember like a couple times throughout this campaign, we just went completely in the wrong direction that you thought. Are we just being dumb and not finding much, or are we sniffing a trail?
I would say you're not asking the right questions that you would need to get more information about the thing you're going after, right? Your goal is Hadrigan, yes?
Yeah.
And yet
Right.
you refuse to talk about him with everyone you've talked to so far.
Well,
No,
I
but-
figured that it would be very dangerous to talk about Hadrigan in Hadrigan. That's why I haven't.
Sure. I mean,
And I've been
his,
like,
also, if you're not going to do that though, and you still need information, his mention's in town. Just saying.
Okay, I'm gonna ask, how do you feel about your mayor, if I may ask?
The mayor? We don't have a mayor. Lord
Uh,
Hadrigan. Yes, Lord Hadrigan is the lord of this town. Yes,
Yes,
He's,
that.
great guy, fantastic, stand-up individual. Really, he certainly improved the neighborhood in terms of I don't know, curb appeal. Kind of restrictive, but you know, something to think about. And no, he bankrolls a lot of the guys in the city here, so there's a lot of good things we have to thank Hadrigan for, of course. He's the financier of the guard here.
Is there any reason why he had the gun privatized? If you know that?
Now that I don't know. I'm unfamiliar with the reason why he was privatizing the guard in the first place. So I mean, he is the lord of this town, so I suppose it's his prerogative. Ask me though. Those guys can be kind of heavy-handed.
Alright. Thank you for your time.
Very high and mighty. Yeah, very high and mighty.
Got it. Thank you for your time. I'm begin to walk out.
Have a good day.
You too.
when do I get done with my sparring session with a cat?
Another hour or so. We can skip time if you want to.
If they're not gonna do anything else, I'm sure.
So a short time later, Galay emerges from the blacksmith shop, fist bumping Shakar as he does, and rejoins you, either nearby or at the inn, wherever you guys decide to meet.
Got a new knife. I'ma shank some bitches. But yeah, do we how was talking to Tim?
Informative.
It was what?
We thought not much was happened.
Well, how I kind of like getting like go to a very low whisper whenever I talk about this. How much do you think news of us fucking with Red Tide shit has gotten to their circle?
But 3 random
killed-
pickle fucks?
Yeah, but we've killed a fair amount of people. Have we let anyone get away?
No.
And we're off the books, right?
As I'm concerned,
BG?
I mean,
And only people.
you have been in
Yeah.
the northern half of the continent in other provinces. I mean, word of the king dying is one thing. Specifics about who's doing something about it is another.
yeah.
Would you say that it's unlikely that it's gotten to the big heads? Like from
like your names and stuff.
Yeah.
Being that they are fairly close to each other, Hadrigan and Ursula, it would be a reasonable assumption to say that they have been in correspondence with each other. Though the specifics of those conversations, it would be hard for you to glean, considering that you're not from this area. You don't know how correspondence with the nobility works. You know, you're not in that circle. You're unfamiliar with the politics of Alric in the first place. So you have no idea how closely involved they really are with each other. The only thing you've managed to glean is how close Archmage Taldanar thinks they are to each other. Which is the reason why he bound you 5 and himself and didn't rope the king in.
So is it safe to say that everything we've done before and reported in has been reported to the king?
Yeah, you're not sure how specific the reports got, though. You're unsure.
Because we have a sending stone to him, don't we? Can we just ask?
Yeah, you can cast sending to the praetor and ask the question if you want to.
Whoever has the stone of destiny, can you send a message to the praetor and ask how much information has he shared with the king that has been gleaned by us privates?
Yeah, I guess Darius will use a stone and ask that particular question.
Sure. Easy enough with 25 words. The response you get back is, of course, the king is aware of your names, and I've told him of the progress that we've been making in general, but I don't know how much he really cares about your involvement. Just that you are doing work. He is perturbed and determined to avenge his brother.
At least that's as far as we know. Service? I know this is the way that this is kind of Darius musing on Praetor's words.
I want to do something stupid.
What is this stupid?
Break into a mansion.
Mm-hmm.
Let's go knock on the front door and see what happens.
Hey, Hadrigan, you leader of some kind of cult?
Hey, yo, go everybody.
Harry, you are a big bad evil guy.
I don't. we've been around his museum, but like, we don't have, as far as anyone knows, we don't have a reason to actually go knock on, do we? Like an official reason.
No. You can make one up.
No. So let's see what I can let's see what I'm capable of today.
Let's see what I can do. That's noble bullshit.
Let's see what we're capable of today, gentlemen. Yeah. Okay. Now I actually have to live up to 19. Also, fuck.
Sure. Whatever that sounds was.
What would be a good excuse? I don't know. With that intelligence check, can I think of anything that would be a decent excuse? So why would we use it?
Well, the Praetor is part of his own kind of group, and he's from Zatmorvis province. You could,
So we're on.
if you knew enough information about it, you could pose as members of that group with the intent of conducting an investigation, questioning, perhaps interviewing the Lord.
But I don't know enough.
You might not, but other people in Onyx might.
Can we ask the Praetor if we can get like some info to sort of interview him? Like say we go back tonight. That's what I'm saying. We go back tonight to our inn. We sleep on it. Come back tomorrow. Shoot off a sending to see if he can send anything to us, to where we can organize an interview, like from the Praetor, right? Saying the Praetor sending a letter like, "Hey, I'm sending some people to conduct an interview. This, that, and the other. Please comply with them as much as you can, and then we can just write it in. You know? Does that sound stupid?"
Hey, DM,
Mm-hmm.
with my adventuring either or noble backgrounds, could I have worked for the organization before with the adventuring company?
You might have known of them. You can make a history check, I suppose.
Okay.
Probably be the appropriate check. Yeah.
19.
Praetor Grimvale is part of Ursula's part of a like more advanced group of warriors that was being trained under Ursula's supervision, essentially under his directive when he was prince of Zatmorvis province. There's a lot of mistrust and just general apprehension around the Praetor because of the brutality that he and his men have used in the past to deal with issues. They had not been used in full force, however, until Ursula became king, and they became his like personal team, essentially, of specialized warrior individuals. The rumors surrounding them are a bit hazy and sometimes a bit unbelievable, but they have their own island off the coast, the southern, southeastern coast of Zatmorvis province. If you can see down where Lenfus is, there's a little splotch of land right off the coast down there. That is where their island compound is and where they would train new recruits.
Yep.
And there are rumors about the training that are not exactly copacetic. But regardless of that, they are an effective. They have proven to be an effective force at dealing with problems that Ursula needs dealt with. And they call themselves Onyx Fang.
I would tell them this.
They remind me very much of Hell Knights. Just saying. Like, doesn't exactly matter here, but
Let's head back to the inn and see what the Praetor can bring us tomorrow. And then, before then, I'm just gonna have a little to see if I can see anything interesting.
A little what?
A little nightly jaunt.
Oh. Okay. Very well then. So, assuming that you all are returning to the inn and waiting for the night to happen, I can do stealth things with you.
Mm-hmm.
Cool.
I'm good.
would you like an enhanced ability?
Sure. What's that?
I can give you an hour advantage on dex checks.
I'll take that.
Sure.
Endurance, strength, cast dexterity. Yeah, I'll take some of that.
Yeah, cat's grace
cat-
specifically.
That's its own spell in Pathfinder.
Mhm.
Each of these are their own spell, actually. Bull strength, bear's endurance, yeah.
Yep.
You love Pathfinder so much. Why don't you?
So how are you? Describe to me how you're sneaking out at night. I'll give you a little bit of context for what happens. Essentially, dinner is served, everyone eats, and then those that are around when midnight hits, that the proprietor, the vulture-looking dude, locks the doors and windows downstairs.
As a reminder, we're gonna have an hour. For that.
He only locks them downstairs.
Yes. In
So
your rooms,
windows to our room.
in your rooms, the windows are your own. I don't think that he would like have an excuse for locking your windows. He would caution you against leaving your windows open just in case. But your windows are open to go if you like.
Yep. Just let me know before you're about to leave, then I'll give you the.
And I'm gonna sum up 2 blood warriors in my room. And amplify them.
What'd you say?
Can anyone else? What'd you say?
He was
That's it.
calling some blood warriors.
Yeah, and amplifying them.
Oh, okay. So thing about summoners and summoning things. Spells do not work when you have your Eidolon out. So you have to desummon Xenivore.
Yep.
Summon the Blood Warriors, amplify, resummon Xenivore. It's going to take you a couple hours to do.
Yeah.
Okay. So you'd have to probably retire early, just to get everything set for that.
I'm gonna help. I'll be fine. I can rest in 4 hours.
Sure. Fair enough. So you have a couple of permanent Blood Warrior guards hanging out in your room with you. Just kind of watching you sleep very weirdly.
I will say, because it's something we found out with Chance. If you have the blood warriors out, you can still summon your.
Yeah.
You can resummon your Eidolon. Yes, that's what I said.
Yep.
So, when are you planning on leaving the inn? Are you leaving right at midnight when everything's locked up? Are you waiting a certain amount of time?
Basically like an hour and a half afterwards, and then I'll sort of just go into a little trance and then ask for the enhance ability, and then I'll start moving out.
So it's about 1:30 in the morning. You are aware that guards are patrolling the streets. The Sons of Zaszeny are out in full force. They usually travel in trios, so you can see there are patrols of 3 guards that pass by under your window several times during the night. From your limited position, you cannot figure out a pattern to this quite yet, but if you had more of a vantage point, you could figure it out over time. In the meantime, though, you wait for one of these patrols to pass and quietly slip out the window. Go ahead and make me an initial stealth check, please.
With advantage. Please, Lord, be good to me. That's sleight of hand. That's also sleight of hand. That's surprise. I hear you chuckling, you bitch. Fuck. What's with all the 10s I'm getting, man?
Okay, 14. Fantastic. You quietly slide out the window, shut it once again, so as not to seem suspicious, and you are now on the roof, essentially, the upper landing rooftop of the inn that you're in right now.
I'm going to look to where the museum. How close is the museum to the mansion?
Several. Oh, you mean to the mansion? You do not know how far the mansion is because you guys didn't visit it during the day.
Right. But we scoped it out. Like, we know. You see, we know where it is. We just didn't go to it. Specifically, we didn't go inside and knock up to it.
I don't remember you guys ever scouting out anything to do with the mansion. You know
Yeah,
what
no.
it
I
is.
said we were doing the lay of the land. That was the very first thing I said.
Yeah, but like you didn't tell me, hey, I'm going to the mansion to see how far it is.
Oh, fine. But how far away is the mansion from where I am?
Well, from what let's say that you were able to glean this from some drunken patron at the inn during the night at some point. You know it's north of your position, several city blocks away. It's going to take you about 30 minutes to get there. If you were walking, if you're moving more stealthily than normal, then it would take you about 45.
Yeah, let's combine. Yeah, let's kind of make like a weird dragon ghost and just kind of flip between rooftops, trying to keep out of sight of patrol stuff.
Okay.
Like along the rooftops.
Moving along
see
the
if we
rooftops.
can make our way there.
Fantastic. Go ahead and make me another stealth check.
Oh boy.
It's advantage because of your cat's grace. Fantastic.
That'll do.
Yeah.
By
Effortlessly
the way, Darius
and
is
without
waiting
noise.
for the spell to run out before he goes to sleep.
I mean, yeah, you have to hold concentration on it. The effortlessly and without disturbing a single soul, you hop from building to building, waiting for guard patrols to pass before you leap across and move along on your way. Eventually, you get to a point where you have to drop off the roof because there are no buildings. There are no buildings continuing onward to where the mansion's grounds are. The last 5 minutes of your trek will be through the mansion grounds up to the front gate, and there is some tree cover that you can use to hide yourself in, so you're not on the main road.
Yeah, I want to stake it out for a bit.
Yeah. Let me see if I. Let's see. F1 night. Let me double check something here really quick.
Oh, by the way, Galay was given a timepiece, so you can actually keep track of how long he has left on the buff.
Yes, he does.
I can't read a clock.
You have a pocket watch. Okay.
I mean, Darius would have told you how to read the fucking thing.
Here is what I will do. Let's
Took me a long time to learn how to read clocks. Delay is stupid. Let me have one stupid thing, damn it.
I mean, fair. I would have said, hey, if it gets close to this point, that means the spell's about to wear off.
Alrighty. Can you see your character on the screen somewhere? Should be near the bottom.
I'm searching. I don't have dark vision either.
No, you do not.
Yeah, I see myself in the sea of blackness.
Fantastic. So,
I can't see a damn thing.
no, you can't.
This is so
It's dark as
fucking
shit.
dumb.
Did
It's
we
dark as
forget
shit.
that he didn't have dark vision? Son of a...
Yep.
I mean, most of you don't have dark vision. That's how that works.
I could believe
Fuck
he
my
had dark
life. Fuck me, what am I can't see a damn thing. I can't. Okay. Can I, knowing this, can I have just abandoned this attempt?
Hold on. Here's what I will do. I haven't waited for this to work because there's a little bit of ambient lighting because of stuff, but it is overcast because of the rain. That's why there's no ambient, like fluorescent lighting like there should be. I will give you. I'll give you like. Let's see, 5 feet of low light. Let's see what that looks like. Oh God, that's awful. Okay, hold on. Try that again. Hold on. Let's do like 10 feet.
I don't know if you
That well.
I can see you, but like there's just
There we go. It's a little
just
better.
a little bit of glow around me. That's all I can
Yeah,
see.
it's a very dim, like not at all impressive glow. That I'll say that is considering that the world is set up where light is almost omnipresent. There's not really a cycle of day and night. The only reason it's this dark is because of rain, like cloud covering most of the light that would normally be put off. There's a little bit of ambient light that you can figure out what your surroundings are, sort of. Not enough that it would really, matter all too much, but eventually, anyway, you find yourself at the main gate to the mansion's the mansion grounds.
To my fellow players, I can't see more than 5 feet in front.
Yeah, I said a radius of 10 feet. There is the gate and the subsequent wall that surrounds the grounds
So he's dead.
is about 15 feet high. Made of stone. The gate is made of wood, and it's heavy planks and logs of wood, kind of like crafted together and reinforced with the Hadrigan family crest, whatever it would be. It's like an H on a shield, whatever, on the front of it. Very, very noble-esque, but it's not a gate. You can't see through it. It is like a door.
Can I scale this vertical?
There is a tree next to the wall, which you could climb potentially and jump across.
Don't monks
Is
get a
that
thing
it?
where they can cross vertical surfaces?
Not yet.
Eventually
Not
they
yet.
do, but he doesn't have that yet.
Is that the tree? I can't tell what it is, VG.
Yes, there's a
I can't
tree.
tell a
That is
damn-
a tree.
Cool. I wonder what this is like during the day.
I have a day map for eventualities.
Eh.
Make me an acrobatics check with advantage because of cat's grace to climb the tree and get over.
Finally, something I have more than a +4 in.
You got this.
Sure, fair enough.
Not once.
So you manage to
God damn it.
hop over and across the wall, and you find yourself on the other side of this area. Make me another stealth check as well.
Mm-hmm.
Uh,
I'm gonna die. This is fun. Oh, never mind.
Fantastic. It's good that you rolled that because there is. You don't see him necessarily, but there is a guard posted under this. You can kind of see the edges of this, yeah?
Yeah, I don't. I see something.
You hear a voice from about 15 feet in front of you, kind of talking to themselves. Kind of, they're like humming. They're humming a tune to themselves. You can hear.
And how? So I'm up on the wall between the riffraff and that mansion, right?
No, you jump down. You're on the floor.
Oh, that's fun.
Yep.
And where's the guard? Which direction?
They're roughly 15 feet in front of you. North.
15 feet of me north. Do I see a wall like the walls of the mansion yet?
I will say you can see through like what little light is pouring out through the interior of the mansion. You can tell that the mansion begins somewhere around here, about 80, 90 feet away from where your current position is.
Oh, ew. I'm so far away.
you got this.
Oh, God. Okay. So, because I'm so stealth, nearly no one sees this. But Gale's skin, it's stark white as it is, but it gets paler and paler and somewhat translucent. And he's gonna start moving towards the house and diagonally right away from the voice. I'm still trying to get cover, so I see a bush here. So I'm gonna just try to keep along what I can and then just make my way to the, as quickly and silently as I can, and I'm gonna try to move through a wall into the house.
Okay. So first off, if you're moving diagonally up to the right, you're going to be on the main path in between the guard and the path. So you're going to pass in front of him.
Oh, that's not good. I'm gonna go this way.
Yeah, and go up to the left. Yes.
Fuck, I can't see, man.
I know. Make a stealth check as you try to move past the guard.
Okay. I know I can outrun some people. So
Cool.
I'm just banking on the fact that
You also stand out.
I know, but it's dark as fuck. I'm heavily cloaked, and I look partially like a ghost as of it. Right, I'm trying to evoke my ghastly appearance. So it might be a hard leap to go, ah! Ghost! It must be this Dragonborn!
Okay. So moving silently, you are able to make it, let's see. If you're moving, pick a direction, point an arrow, and where it ends, I will put you.
Let me find the arrow button.
I love how you're making him do this when he's on a phone, and us is very inconsistent with how he can actually do stuff.
Yes.
Pointer-wise.
You're the one who sent him. I don't know.
Who else are we gonna send? Me and my fucking full plate?
You know, I don't fucking know, dude.
I could have sent Xenobor with no armor. But I figured the angel might attract some attention.
You know.
Honestly, how mug it was, he could probably just fly over everything.
True.
I mean, I can fly, but I don't know how my wings look to everybody. So, I don't know. There's too many. I don't. Yeah.
You'll be fine.
Nah.
Oh, like, I guess. No, I couldn't.
Is this a tree?
Yeah, there's a tree next to you.
Expecting that one
I'm
beam
gonna
with like,
climb
is this a
up-
pigeon? But like, is this a tree?
There is the mansion's about 50 feet away from you now.
Look, man, you
40
don't
feet.
understand how hard this is. There's what? 40 feet in front of me?
This is where the mansion starts, right here.
Oh, okay. Can I get up to the wall and listen?
Get up. So you get up and you're kind of like next to a planter of tulips, crouched underneath one of the windows. Go ahead and make me a perception check.
Jesus Christ, have mercy. Perception, roll. Hiya.
Nice. Listening around, you can hear above you the slight clanking of chainmail. You can tell that there is somebody on a position above you patrolling on the upper balcony.
Oh, there's a balcony I'm directly under.
Yes.
Yes. Guys, I've made a mistake. But you need information, so I'm gonna get it for you.
Survive!
So for context, there's two sections to this. There's a first floor patio that kind of wraps around the side of the house, which is what you're in front of right now. And there is an upper balcony, a second story balcony as well that goes in the same exact direction and magnitude.
I'm gonna Danny Phantom. I'm gonna go through the wall and I'm gonna take a risk and see what's on the other side. If Hadrigan's on the other side, I wouldn't.
Yeah, if that's on the other side, you're going down.
Point in a direction, and I'll tell you where you end up.
So the mansion's right in front of me, right?
You have about 10 feet of patio and then a wall that is the mansion.
I'm gonna go straight the fuck in. Like, there's not a garden between me and there.
Not that you're aware of, no. The sound that you heard with the perception check was above you.
All right, let's go that way.
Okay. So
Let's
25 feet, you drop through the wall, passing through the solid surface of it. You can feel yourself kind of slow down as if you hit like a wall of molasses for a second, and then you pop through and immediately fall 5 feet and clunk onto a wooden staircase and like almost like bang your shin.
How loud?
You are facing.
How loud is it?
It's pretty loud because you fell 5 feet. But you are in.
Could he make acrobatics?
You are in. No, it doesn't matter. You are in an enclosed space. It's not super wide. From what you can feel, kind of rocking back and forth between the walls. It's about 10 feet wide, and you are currently facing up the stairs. There is a stair. The staircase leads further downward as well.
This is interesting. What's in Hadrigan's basement?
So we find out.
Okay. This is high risk, high reward. Right?
Ooh.
How fucking safe do I feel? What the fuck am I doing?
Hey, it doesn't take damage. It doesn't mean it doesn't make noise. What were you saying?
I don't know how cautious Gallet is, and I don't know. Because I know I'm an extremely cautious player, but I don't know how cautious Gallet is, and I'm like, he knows this is dangerous, but he doesn't know, like, that he doesn't know Hadrigan's as, like, powerful as we know he is, as, like, I know he is. So I'm just like, as far as I know, he's like some fucking noble, right? That just happens to have tied with the dark circle.
No, it was explained to you that Hadrigan fancies himself the leader of the group.
Right. I'm gonna.
And he would be a leader by being a bitch.
I'm gonna go down. I'm gonna see what's downstairs.
Okay. I have to move you to a different map now. Wait a second.
I'm gonna cry.
Don't cry, survive.
I'm gonna cry.
Crying is a free action.
They're gonna find me by my tears.
Okay. You are on the board. Moving down the stairs in total darkness. Eventually, you come to the bottom of the stairs right about here. Can you see yourself? You're muted. I can't tell if you're talking.
There's no way. There's like no ambient light. Can't
No.
see shit. Period. Exclamation mark.
Right,
So
I
need.
didn't give you
no,
that
I
thing
have.
again. Hold on. I forgot that.
Well, no, because there's no. There'd be no reason why I would have light down here.
I know, but
Right?
I'm giving you a small radius of what you can feel with your hands,
Okay.
like where you're at.
Okay. Well, that's a corridor. That's a ruler. It's just gonna move slowly down. Do I hear anything?
Make a perception check.
Just watch someone. Hey!
As you move down the hallway, you can hear just ever so quietly this like low boiling sound, like as you move closer further down, you can hear sort of a low roiling sound, like if it's as if like a pot of water were boiling far away.
But that's far away.
It's as if it was. I'm saying it's very quiet.
I see. Okay. Guys. Oh, that's a door.
When you round the corner and walk a little bit forward, you can feel that there is a metal door in front of you, different than the wall, because the walls around you are stone. You feel this metal door, and you feel it is it's very like rough hewn, and it is warm to the touch.
It is warm to the touch. Is it locked?
You search around with your hands for some kind of opening mechanism, and you find a lever on the door, like a door handle, long, heavy, like a piece of iron bar. You try to fiddle with it, and it won't move. It won't open the door. So it's safe to say that the door is locked.
Well, we have ways around that, don't we? Can I can't like poke my head back out, can I?
You could run in a circle if you want to.
I mean, it sounds stupid, but I just want to.
Just like dip in, get a sense of things, and then dip out.
Yeah.
Okay. Make me a stealth check to see how unnoticeably you can do this.
Okay. On the advantage. We got this, guys.
Perfect.
Okay, see.
So you step on the other side of the door, and you get a brief vision of this. It looks like stone bridge spanning a pit of lava with a brazier, a brazier at the center of it, and in that brazier is like a fairly active roiling bonfire for a brief moment before you step back to the other side of the door.
Okay.
Safe to say that's where the roiling sound was coming from as well.
But I didn't see any signs of life, did I?
No.
That's not anything damning or anything like every motherfucker I know got basements full of lava and shit. That's fine. I have a technical question.
Mhm.
Because I can fly, does that flight also come with the thing I can move through walls? So if I wanted to fly up, I could fly up and through walls.
I'm pretty sure like you can just move through walls in general. So as long as you have the movement to do so, you can become intangible on your turn. As long as you don't end your movement inside an object, you should be fine.
Okay. I wanna dash in into that I saw. And then through that door, and then I basically want to make like a very quick circle through this door, and then through that door on the other side, and then back to here.
So you're going out and then across the pit through the other door to the north.
I noticed that there was a way you could go around that avoided the bonfire. So if I go like around, like hug the wall, then go through the thing, then head back. I know it's complicated, but I know I have the speed for it. I have like 85.
No, I know. I'm. What I'm asking is, are you going through the second door, or are you going back through the first door?
Going through the second door.
Okay, so here, I'll just drop you here, and you move where you need to move.
So like here, then here, then here, then through here, and then poke my head through like I did before, and then head all the way. Then head all the way back to before this. And then
75.
And then I'll dash.
So it's basically 90.
I'll dash.
You should be fine.
Yeah.
Yeah, you have 110 feet of movement, so that's perfectly fine. Just neom real quick, pass through another door. This is another iron door, by the way. Same one as the one that was before. This is the visual you get when you poke your head through, and then you're back on the other side, and then you're back through the other door.
Okay. Can I hear anything from that other side significant?
No. Not with the brief moment that you
No.
took to step back through it and then back through.
When I ran through that room, did anything to me?
Anything what?
Did anything react to me moving through the bond?
No.
All right, then I'm gonna do what I did again, except stay on the other side of that second.
Okay. So plop you down right there.
Guys, this is scary. My butthole is clenched. That's a fucking ruler. God damn it. Hug the wall just in case I need to go through it.
Mhm.
I'm just saying, long corridor.
Yeah, this is
Help.
a longer and wider hallway than the one before.
What's over here?
Another door. This one is
I'm just.
heavy, made of wood.
Do I hear anything?
No, you do not hear anything from the other side.
I'm gonna poke in, poke out.
That's what you get. Drink it in.
Did it sound like anything reacted to me moving in there?
No.
All right, I'm gonna. Get me in there. God, this is really. I see what you meant by this would be good for rogues, because this is.
Yeah, especially with Phantom Rogue, right?
Oh yeah, dog. Shit, I should have took rogue as. I should have multi-classed.
It
I
is the
decided
ultimate
against myself.
Reconnaissance, the ultimate reconnaissance tool is Phantom Rogue. If you're stealthy enough, you can circumvent like any barrier ever.
Right. All right, get me through that door and let me poke around.
Okay.
Just to update y'all, I got a whole lot of nothing.
This is what you see. You see like the very bottom of a staircase, basically.
I'm gonna. Is the staircase on all sides like leading up to a central point, or is it just up?
It appears to be another long staircase in a similar vein to what you went down to get down here in the first place. except it's made of stone, not wood.
This is interesting.
All right. That continues upward back to the first floor. Do you want to go back up there, or do you want to continue exploring down here?
I want to continue exploring down here, please and thank you.
I have a question I have to ask VG.
Yeah.
How much longer is Cat's Grace lasting? Like, how much longer has he still got?
He has about 5 minutes left.
Oh. So we're gonna do a thing. I wanna just start. I didn't get any information that I want. Fuck. Can I make one last perception check before I decide to dip out?
To do what?
I just want to see if I can hear anything out of the ordinary. Any breaths, anything like, I don't know, maybe like there. I don't know, man. Is there any reason?
At the moment, you do not hear anything from where you're at. You're
All
not
right.
super far down into this place yet, though. So you're like in a long hallway, like by yourself. You don't hear anything quite yet.
All right. So what's gonna happen is I'm gonna look diagonal and up, knowing about where I came in. I'm gonna like point myself to where. I'm gonna orient myself to where I came in from. You know, like the direction I would have come in from, like when I got onto the stairs and fell.
Uh-huh.
And I'm just gonna fly forward through walls, fly up and forward.
Yeah, give me an
So
arrow.
diagonally up. So,
What is your wings? Your wings is a temporary thing, right? It's like 30 feet? Or is it your speed?
no, it's my movement speed.
Okay. So give me an arrow, max of 110 if you want to dash, to where you're going, and I will see where you end up and if you end up inside an object.
I am going as far, like, yeah, that way and up.
So 30 feet from your current position.
50 feet. I can't. It's hard for me to move this with a phone, my guy.
55 feet from where you're at.
So that and basically.
Okay, fantastic. So hold on. Hold that arrow where you want to be. I'm going to do something real quick.
Motherfucker.
This is the part where geometry comes into order.
Tis a bitch, isn't it?
Okay, let go of it now. Let's see.
Basically, I'm moving 55 feet up and to the left. Guys, this is where everything. I may have to see you guys outside of town.
Okay, here we go. So I drew a line from you to where you want to go so I can keep track of it. But your coordinates are 125 up. And oops, I should have. Hold on. 125 up. And that far across. Hold on, let me see how. Shit. It's 125 to 380. What's 380 minus 125? Somebody, real quick.
What numbers?
125 minus
255.
255. Okay, cool. So 255 sideways. Let me go to the other map. Let's see. Where do you want to go? You want to go 55 feet from there, diagonally upward and to the right. So you want to go. Draw polygon line. So keep these numbers written down for me, by the way, because I'm going to use this to calculate things.
Motherfucker, shit! I need to find a pen and pencil.
I know, right? This is where the math part of D&D comes in.
Okay.
I'm literally drawing a fucking Pythagorean triangle right now.
I'm sorry.
So you're 30 feet up, and
I mean, it's not your fault.
Would it be
30 feet up
better
and
if I
55
just
feet to
flew
the
straight
left.
upward through the house?
Yeah. Yes, it would. But
Okay,
I don't. Well, it depends on what you want to do. If you're going diagonal, I can work with it. I'm just making sure that I can have the.
I'm gonna
triangle
go to the roof. I'm gonna go to the roof.
110 feet straight up or 55.
110 straight up.
Okay.
This is. I don't want.
Yeah, you're just gonna go. You're just gonna go right to the roof then, because there's
Yeah.
The mansions is 3 stories. You're essentially gonna go up to 110, past the roof, and you're gonna go fuck, and then fall down a little bit, and land on the roof. So I'm gonna need an acrobatics check first of all to not slide off the roof and die, and
I got you.
and a stealth check to see if you can land gracefully without fucking alerting anybody to the Dragonborn that just shot up through the mansion.
Fuck.
Okay. All right.
So far?
Everything is going wrong.
Well, you're not taking damage from the initial fall, but you're gonna slide down the roof a little bit. Okay, so let me copy you. Go to the fourth. Go to the fourth.
Of
floor.
course, everything has gone wrong now.
I was doing so well. No.
It's always the last bit that it fucks up. It's always, without fail. It's always right when it's at the tail end. You were home free.
Why have you forsaken me?
Oh, this might not be as bad as I thought. Okay, hold on. You might be under something important. It was 255 from the right, and then it was how far up?
It was 110.
Yeah. So 380, I believe, was the number. So you're right there.
Oh. Okay.
Okay, so
We can work with this.
you're gonna land on the slanted roof and begin to slide off toward the front of the building.
Okay. Can I angle it? We're gonna do much shit. Use momentum and carry that so where I jump and get into these trees.
That's a long ass jump, my guy. What's your long jump distance?
No, we're gonna fly, sir. Sir, we're gonna fly.
Okay, but what's your long jump?
I'm gonna burn another.
Oh, you're
point.
burning another key point to fly. I see. I understand.
Burning another key point.
Okay.
Might as fucking well.
So you
And then-
slide down the roof to the lip of it, and then using a key point, burst of wings shoot off into the tree. Make an acrobatics check to grab the branch like a trapeze artist.
Okay.
Better.
Okay.
So fantastic, awesome. You managed to avoid falling down and rolling off the roof like an idiot, but you're in a tree, and behind you, you hear the shattering of ceramic as a couple of tiles have fallen off the roof and shattered onto the pavement below.
Beep beep, get the scooting.
Yeah.
You hear a voice
So
from
with-
you hear a voice from behind you as you're kind of looking at the ceramic, like kind of trying to suss out where shit is. You hear a voice from behind you go, "The fuck was that?" And then the guard from earlier, who you snuck past the first time, is going to begin to investigate. Where is he?
So the fun thing is with my fly, if I do another key point, because it's basically like it's with Step of the Wind, so it's another dash. So it's 55. What's 55 times 3?
Fucking, I don't know. It's 150 plus 15, so 165.
Okay, so while he's going over there, his attention is diverted over there. What's gonna happen? For the viewers at home, it's gonna be very cinematic. A white winged blur of spectral energy is gonna go from here to here, just in like less.
Sure.
It's gonna. I don't think you can make me out. I'm just gonna shoom.
Make a stealth check first of all.
Okay.
With advantage, of course.
This is probably the last one you have with the advantage holding up.
Let's see.
That's a 6. That's rough, buddy.
So
That's rough.
You,
here's what
That's rough,
happens.
buddy.
Here's what happens. As the guard is passing underneath your tree, you can hear the chainmail getting closer.
Oh, I
and
waited
closer.
for him to go over here to the thing.
He's by the time you realize what to do, he's already like jogged over, and he's about to pass you, and you take a step on the branch to get ready to leap off and do your flight, and it causes a noise, and he looks up and sees you perched in the tree. As you go spectral, your wings pop out, and you fucking zoom out of the tree like a bat out of hell through the tree line, over the wall, and are gone.
So, like, what he sees is a heavily cloaked, spectral winged thing.
Yeah, he's like, it looked to him probably like an albino bat of monstrous size, just dashed out of a tree and into the wilderness.
A dire bat of unusual size.
Yeah, and with the last dregs of shit, I'm gonna zip home.
Sure.
And then I'm not even bothering. Sometimes I'm just going through walls of people's homes. Oh well, I'm just zipping.
Okay.
My movement speed never ends until I get to the fucking tavern.
Okay, so full on sprint, several blocks away, probably a couple miles of sprinting. Make me a con check.
A con check?
Uh-huh.
Okay.
See if you exhaust yourself.
Yeah. Guys, I have got no information.
Fantastic. So, what is the damage for stopping inside of an object?
I'm never stopping though, because I'm gonna just keep fucking going.
Yes, but you can't just sprint forever and have the thing just be Ghost Man. It works during movement, and it stops in bursts. So I'm gonna make you take some damage because you're not being particularly mindful of that at the moment.
Cautious.
Yeah.
Here, I'll ping this for you. Spectral movement.
Yeah.
By the way, I don't. Boom. Yeah, I'm part ghost because I took the transformation.
Yeah, I already.
Whoa.
It's
Didn't know
1d6
that.
force
That's why I
damage
was
for
saying
10
1d6
feet. You are shunted. So, actually, you wouldn't really take a lot of damage as long as you're aiming for the center of the houses, because you wouldn't move more than 10 feet when you're shunted anyway. So we'll just say no damage, but you're eventually, like when you use this thing, it stops like in the middle of some of the houses sometimes. So there's like 2 footsteps before you're through the wall again. And it probably freaks a lot of people out that they're hearing footsteps in their house late at night. But without much issue, seeing as you can dart so fast between streets and move along in a way that would be like only spectral to anyone who would be on patrol that night, you would manage to make it back to the tavern. And make me one final stealth check. Without cat's grace, just straight up stroll, straight up thing.
Oh, cool. Everyone, pray to your mamas.
Nope.
Not even
Nope.
close.
Not even.
You sprint into the tavern and stop in the middle of the staircase and are shunted out into the tavern itself and into a chair, like breaking it. You just crash into a table. And there's this huge racket downstairs.
Ow. I quickly nipped to my room.
Yeah. As dazed and confused as you are, you begin to hear as you run up the stairs to your room, people starting to open their doors and go, "What the fuck was that?" And they're like looking out. But you're so fast that by the time that they look out, they don't see you. You hear movement in the hallway, and you're like, it's okay, we're good.
I don't even bother opening my door. I just phase into it.
Yeah. Easy enough to do.
I just collapse. Motherfucker. Just coughing. So much running.
Thankfully, with a 19 Constitution roll, no exhaustion taken. You managed to scout out at least a little bit of Hadrigan's Manor tonight. That's where we're going to end the game for this week.
Okay.
Next week, I don't believe there's anything going on, so we will go ahead and run again. I'll try to remember to throw a tally up on Saturday, like I didn't do this week because of so many things happening. But yeah, we're gonna stop the session there, and we'll pick it up again next week with whatever you guys want to do with that information.
I'm gonna puke.
Yeah. Until then, bye bye.